What's up, you guys? It's your boy Miguel giving you your daily dose of radiation. In today's video, we are covering the step-by-step walkthrough of a day in the life of X-Ray Tech. We're not talking about the outside aspect. We're actually talking about the actual job. So to give you context, I'm a night shift X-Ray Tech. Been doing it for 4 years. Work a lot of day shift by choice. So I dabble in both worlds. So for majority of the people, I would say at least half, work daytime. I will give you a breakdown of the daytime. So essentially what happens for most of us, the average Joe, 8 a.m., usually they'll get there. Day shift's kind of notorious as one who works night shifts for getting there late. So ideally, because of traffic and all their other stuff they have going on, they may get at the facility 8, by the time they walk into the apartments, 8:05, 8:10. That is the standard use, at least where I work at most people. It always happens. So you get in there, you clock in, you show up, and then you have a transfer of knowledge between shifts. Either it be like, hey, this machine doesn't work. Hey, this is going on with this, because usually overnight you can't contact all the people who work on your machines, who work on other stuff, because like unless it's like everything broke down, then you kind of have to reach out to the manager. But for the most part, it's just the transferring of knowledge. Or if there's something left over on the floor, the night shift will be like, hey, so-and-so got left over, we couldn't do this, patient was prone. Just a transfer of basic knowledge, nothing crazy. Then you kind of settle down, put your stuff in, get everything ready. And then I guess you could say the work actual flow begins, because you either have stuff left over from the night shift, some orders from the emergency room, that's where I work at, and stuff from the floor. And you can kind of gauge, you look at the emergency room, and like, okay, it's either going to be going out to the waiting room, bringing people back because there is a lot of people in the rooms, or the ER is pretty empty. And it'll be kind of a semi-chill day, depending on the type of the year, type of the season that we have going on. And then usually, most techs will look at who's the doctors at the facility, because that will kind of gauge you at what kind of day you'll be having. You can kind of, if you work in the emergency room, their next priority will probably be go shoot everything that's in the ER. And then the floor will kind of vary depending on if you want to let it sit for a while, or if it's stat, or certain floors take more priority, like NICU, ICU, SICU. Those kind of will depend on like who orders it and what's it for. Certain orders you can sit a little bit longer. Other ones are more important to do right away. And then like depending, I guess, how many techs are in the actual ER department, sometimes like ours, the lowest we can run is 3, and 4 or 5 is like peak capacity. And the workflow will kind of distribute based off of what we have going on and who's taking you. We kind of take turns going to the floor, so that's kind of, or certain techs are more notorious that don't like going to the floor, so other ones don't mind going to the floors, so that's kind of happens. And then anywhere between 11 to maybe 3 o'clock is fair game kind of for your lunch, because like essentially you're given a lunch, 30 minutes, but working in the ER as our department, it's kind of a hit or miss. You don't have a set time. It's either when it slows down or whenever you have a chance to eat. That's kind of where you eat. It's kind of not traditional versus other time. Or even if it's super busy, only one tech will kind of go out and eat at a time. That's kind of like the rules. Not rules, but it's just something that everyone will kind of just take turns. And depending on your shift, how it staggers, whoever got here first usually kind of goes, or unless if they're like, hey, you can go first, I'll eat later, or if they're ordering food and stuff like that, depending on the workflow. Past that, Usually by the afternoon, you're kind of either transitioning into, some of the techs are actually leaving the day shift, and then you'll have the other techs from the other departments, or the ones who work 12s, will be coming in, and it'll kind of be a shift change for at least our department. That happens. So we'll do that. And then you either go back to the floor, shoot some more exams, and then yours this time you just stay in the ER till the night shift arrives. It's pretty simple like that, not much. And then the night shift people will take over, and as a night shift tech, we have a whole different way we do stuff, which I'll cover on the next video. But usually that's pretty about a good day. Nothing much to it. Yeah, it's been here. Where we go. See you on the next one.